I've been making the Fan Jam series going on about 8 months now, and it's been an absolute blast. I get to talk about video games, game music, and metal, which are some of my favorite things ever. I get to talk about the great artists behind the songs, all of which are awesome people and even some good friends of mine. I get to relive why I fell in love with video game music in the first place every single time I make one of these videos. There isn't a single facet of making this series that I don't love, but I've always thought I could expand on the idea. That brings us to today's video. I'm going back through every episode of Fan Jams up to this point and picking my favorite song from each feature section. For those of you who are new, I am Moby-Wan, and today I decide the best jams of the Fan Jams. So starting off, we have the first episode of Fan Jams, featuring tunes from Mega Man X. This game has a legendary soundtrack that is nigh untouchable even to this day. And man, did the cover community put out some great arrangements for it. I already had my work cut out for me, as every song featured was fantastic. But in the end, I had to give it to my dude Toxic Eternity and his cover of Boomer Kawanger. I've requested this song in his Shredstream Twitch chat more times than I can remember. It hasn't gotten old for me yet, and I don't think it ever will. Moving on, we've got the Fan Jams of the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. I didn't feature much more than covers of the main theme on this video, although the few I did feature were bangers. Great work, guys. So that leaves the question, who did the main theme the best? Another big toughie here. Scar Productions really knocked his version out of the park. But I knew in my heart that the clear choice was the vocal dynamic duo of Jonathan Young and Caleb Hiles. Together, these two are undefeatable. Those two complement one another so perfectly, it's like the audible version of when peanut butter and chocolate come together. It's perfection. After that, we have the Fan Jams of Fall Guys. This one was super easy, but not because everyone else didn't do well. String Player Gamer, Daltonic, Jack Bacca, everyone featured on this video had such a short period of time to put these arrangements together, and yet they still nailed them all. But one band made a cover from Fall Guys that was the catalyst for me even making the video in the first place. Lame Genie's cover of Fall and Roll was so damn good that I made this whole video just for a chance to work with the song. I could honestly watch a Lame Genie video even if it was muted. Did you see how good that looked? I love these guys. Now we come to fan jams of Castlevania 1 and 2. I agonized over this one for hours. On one hand, I had Family Jewels, Rich Oddie B, 16 in Mono, and more with their insanely good covers of Bloody Tears, the fan favorite track, of course. But then I had Little V Mills playing my personal favorite Castlevania song of all time, the theme of Simon Belmont. Which should I choose? They're all incredible. I bounced it around back and forth. Finally, my heart decided for me. He just knows how to take a song and squeeze every last drop of jam out of it. It's his drums, man, and holy crap, the bass, it's so good. He makes sure all of the elements of the track complement the others, and they all lay a perfect pathway for the guitar to just slap you silly. I love this song, and I really love what Little V did with it. The fan jams of Street Fighter 2 gave me the hardest time out of the entire list. I don't know if it's because Street Fighter music just hits different or if these guys just gave it their real A game on these tracks, but I was completely stumped. I actually had to come back to this one after I finished the rest, and even then I couldn't really decide. It ended up coming down to a dead even tie between Vincent Moretto's Ryu theme and Celeste C's Balrog theme. In the end, I just couldn't choose between two perfect songs, so here's both of them. Is it really any wonder that I couldn't decide between these two? They're both so well done that I'd feel like I'm slighting myself and you by picking just one. Great work, guys. Then we come to the fan jams of Shovel Knight, and I'm completely ready to just hand this one to Johnny Atma of Gaunt Metal from memory alone, honestly. His cover of the Defender is such a high-octane blast of metal that even after putting the Shovel Knight video to bed, it was still stuck in my head. But I did my due diligence and gave every song featured an honest and fresh listen through again. And you know what? Rich IDB's Strike the Earth may be one of my favorite covers of all time. I don't know if it's because I was so caught up in work during the early days of fan jams or what, but somehow I listened to this song without really listening to it, if that makes any sense. But I can't argue with it now. This song is a king among bangers. Still gets the honorable mention here though. You should seriously go peek his cover of the Defender. It'll make you bang your head clean off your shoulders. The fan jams of Star Fox. I made this video to feature one song and one song only. Corneria Theme. This track has been covered by everyone, and dude, I live for that. It's a banger even in its original form, so of course it was a smooth operation to bring the metal treatment to it. Everyone did something different with this one. Lil V brought in his big ass drum beats for that extra thick, heavy feel. Metal Legend 64 cranked out this insane solo in the middle of his. Celeste C used actual Star Fox voice assets. It was crazy going through these. But I believe Ferd K gave the most solid performance on this one, really encapsulating the true essence of the song while making it extra jammy as well. Of course, I have to give it up to Ferd K for using actual game footage for the video. I've always been a huge fan of that. Mario, baby, you know I had to do it to him. The fan jams of Super Mario Bros. Is the gateway from which I'll get to feature all of the incredible tunes from the rest of the Mario games. But all things must have a beginning, and this was it. Since the entire game only had like 5 songs, I didn't exactly have a ton of variety to pick from. And yet the community still delivered with some great jams. Now, I'll acknowledge that this wasn't exactly a fair pick. Falcon, String Player Gamer, Haryawalder, everyone killed it on this one. But the cards were stacked against them from the second that John Petrucci walked into Family Jewel's house.
It's a me.
John friggin' Petrucci playing the Mario theme. You can hold that one against me all you want. I stand by it. Hey Mo, I heard the fans ask, can we get a fan jams for the greatest 3D platformer of all time? Of course you can, I said. And then I made the fan jams of BanjoKazooie. This one was almost more fun to collect gameplay footage for than songs, and I actually ended up procrastinating on the video to play the game. And just as Banjo defines excellence in its genre, so too did the artists who delivered the awesome covers of the game's soundtrack deliver similar excellence. The music feature section on this video was just pure perfection from start to finish. Every song was honestly in the running right up till the end. While I'll definitely give honorable mention here to Jules and Grant Kirkhope for their awesome rendition of Gruntilda's theme, I had to give the win to Toxic Eternity for his cover of my favorite banjo song of all time, Treasure Trove Cove. If that song was any bouncier, I'd have gone through my roof from bobbing to it so hard. It's such a jam. And Jack is always fun to watch when he's really getting into a groove. Great song, great vid, great time. The Fan Jams of Pokemon was made when it was to help showcase Metalbred's first in-house produced cover, the trainer battle theme done by our own Jeremy Hook. I had a ball making this video, and the songs featured here are legitimately some of the best shown in the whole Fan Jam series. I didn't know the themes for Pallet Town or Cerulean City could go that hard. But DSC made it happen, and Gab Ocarina 96 nailed the Champion Battle theme. But even if I take bias out of the equation, which I promise I did, Hook's Trainer Battle theme is still my favorite here. He didn't just knock it out of the park with this one, he knocked it into space. The Fan Jams of Fire Emblem Three Houses was the first video made after some big changes were made to the formula here on Fan Jams. My live action shots were replaced with a drawn avatar, we restructured how we opened the video as well as ended them, a whole lot had changed. This video marks the beginning of when I got serious about making this show something special, and I couldn't have picked a better game to do it on. Three Houses has such a fantastic soundtrack that I was kind of surprised to see that not a whole lot of artists had really worked with it. I had to feature Jules 3 times in that video, and Mordred twice because they belong to the surprisingly small group that had made covers of the songs for this game. But what was lacking in variety was more than made up for by skill and talent. Every one of the featured arrangements killed it. Family Jewel's cover of Fodlan Winds was the first arrangement I had heard for Three Houses, and after going back through the list, I have to give him the dub on this one. The drop in his cover hits like a truck, and he knows it. Just look at his face when it happens. He knows that it hits like a truck. Yeah, that track was a 10-10 before Jules even touched it, but he definitely found a way to make it his. Fantastic song. And finally, that brings us to the fan jams of Sonic Adventure 2. This video has the longest music feature section in any fan jams by a wide margin, and for good reason. Sonic Adventure 2 is undeniably the pinnacle of music for the Sonic series. That meant a whole lot of tunes deserved the feature spots, and I wasn't about to cut any out. I was absolutely spoiled for choice on my selection for this video. It seems that the cover community loved this game as much as the rest of us. I made sure the best of the best came to the table for this video, and you'd think that would make it a hard pick for me. But out of all the bangers shown, only one song stopped me dead in my tracks when I heard it. I was wide-eyed and slack-jawed the first time I heard it, and I knew that it would end up being the pick, even as I went through for a new listen. This arrangement is Johnny Atma at his absolute best. Here's God Metal's Eternal Engine. Now, I was jazzed to finally be able to feature Pelican and Home Smash on this channel. Little V Mills and Lame Genie killed their City Escape covers. Del Rey nailed It Doesn't Matter, and Mr. Sonic Move DJ came in with the surprise cover of Cosmic Wall, which I would have bet money on not being able to find a cover of. Everyone seriously kicked ass on this one. But I'll be listening to that God Metal track for the rest of my damn life. It is truly a special jam. So there you have it. These tracks are the kings of the fan jams. But only for what we have so far. I'll be doing another one of these near the end of the year, and next time you will get to help me decide which songs are worthy of the crown. And of course, feel free to let me know in the comments if you disagree with my picks. Always happy to talk VGM with fellow fans. I'm Obi-Wan, and this has been the best jams of the fan jams. Keep rocking, folks.